Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing book club number 5, I think. So if you're new to this series, basically I take the last 10 books that I read and just give you guys a review, a brief summary, and like if I would recommend it or not. I love doing these videos, I love reading, and then I love talking about the book that I read. So the next book club will be pretty soon after this because I already have a couple of books that I've read that aren't in here, but I just want to keep each video down to 10 books. Plus this video won't be uploaded for a little bit, so I'll put in the description all the books that I talked about in order. I'm not going to link them because that's a lot of work and I'm sure you guys can find them. Okay, I'm not doing this in any particular order. So the first book is Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. So this is the author of Gone Girl and I loved that book so much, so I decided to read this one. So this book was actually so good. Also, I just want to say that my reviews don't contain any spoilers. Basically everything I tell you can be found in like the first 30 pages or like on the back of the book. So this book is about this girl named Libby, and her whole family was murdered in front of her when she was 7. She told like the judge and jury and everyone that her brother did it and she saw her brother do it. And then basically I think it's like 25 years later these group of people come to her and was like, we know that you were lying, we know your brother didn't do it. So basically she's just got to go and figure out who did do it. Anyway, I loved this book. It was so good. It was one of the books that you just like can't put down. I read it in like 2 days. I don't even think this is young adult. I think this is just like adult, so I wouldn't recommend this to like younger people, but I would recommend this if you love like mysteries and crime and stuff like that. The next book is The Cabin by Natasha Preston, and I'm gonna try and be nice about this. So basically this book is based in England. It's about this group of teenagers. Like a year before, 2 of their friends were killed in a car accident that they were also involved in, but they survived. Anyway, they go for a weekend at this cabin and they wake up and 2 of the people are killed and all the doors were locked, so they know that it was somebody in their group. I was really excited for this because from the synopsis it seems like they're trying to figure out who the killer is while they're still in the cabin, but they leave the cabin, they go home, and they try and figure it out. Basically, I didn't really like this book. I thought it was very poorly written. The main character was very hard to like. She kept on stating the obvious over and over and over. Also, there was this boy that she met and like all of a sudden was obsessed with, and it felt like it was written by somebody who has never like even hugged a boy and like is obsessed with boys and thinks there's some like special creature. I don't know. So the love story was like very awkward. The next book is All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. I don't know how to pronounce that. I read this book because a whole bunch of people on my Instagram suggested it, so I thought I'd give it a try. So it's basically about this girl and this boy that are both kind of struggling, come together with their struggles and stuff. I really liked it. It is a book that focuses on mental health, and I felt like it very accurately portrayed these mental health issues. It kind of romanticized it, but not in like an extreme way, which I really don't like. I really liked it. It was like a really quick and easy read, and it was just really cute, so I would recommend this. So these next 2 books kind of go together because these books are like the first and second book in the series. So I don't really know why I bought this. These books are about this like ballet school in New York and just like all the things that these ballerinas go through. They pull pranks on each other. They're very terrible and evil to each other, but I don't know, I really liked them. Like all the characters were very likable. It was actually like I really liked them, and I finished the second book and I was like, is there a third book? But there isn't. Anyway, I really enjoyed these, and I've never been like involved in dancing, but then I finished reading these and I went and watched a whole bunch of ballet videos on YouTube just to like see what moves they were talking about. This next book is The Chemist by Stephenie Meyer. What got me to read this is because Stephenie Meyer also wrote Twilight, and this is like an adult book and not, you know, so I decided to give Stephenie Meyer another chance, and I'm really glad I did. This book is about this girl. She's like basically a spy, and she lives in secret, and someone's trying to kill her. Well, the government's trying to kill her, and I just love like spy books and movies, like all the like secret things they do and the little gadgets they have, how they like sneak around, you know, like I find that really cool, and this book was like actually very well written and I really liked it. She also has another book, The Host, and I have it. I have not read it, but this makes me want to read it more because I know that she like can write adult novels. It was also very different from, you know, the whole Twilight situation. This next book is Little White Lies by Brianna Baker and F. Bowman Hastie. The original reason I picked this book up is because Little White Lies is a One Direction song title. It seemed very interesting to me. It is about this girl that makes a blog on Tumblr, and then it gets a lot of followers. It becomes too much for her, so she decides to hire a ghostwriter to write her things for her, but she'll post them as if she was the one that wrote them. But it was a very, very terrible book. It was very terrible. First of all, the ghostwriter that she hires is this like 40-year-old man, whereas she's a teenage girl in high school, and the relationship and dialogue between the two was very creepy and awkward. Like, they shouldn't have the relationship that they did. Second of all, the blog posts that she wrote were so like mediocre that in like the real world they would not have become super popular, if that makes sense. And I don't know, it was just like a really bad read, but I hate not finishing a book, so I had to. Also, it wasn't very long. This next book is by Heather O'Neill, which is my favorite author. This is Daydream of Angels, and it's actually a collection of her short stories, and I love her. I love short stories, so I really liked this. I can't really give you a synopsis because it's like 20 short stories, but I love her. And then the next book is also by her, and this is The Lonely Hearts Hotel. This is her newest one. It came out pretty recently, and I love this book so much. So it takes place during the Great Depression, and it starts out with these two kids that are in an orphanage. They're very young teenage moms abandon them, so they're in this orphanage. They become really close, but then they get separated when they're about like 10-ish, I think. And then for part of the book they're like trying to find each other. So they eventually find each other, and they start this, not quite circus, but this show, and I don't know, like I can't even describe it, but this book is like magical. Like it's magical. You have to read it. If you're gonna read any of these books, read this one, because it's amazing. And then the last book is The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. I also read another book by her, and I really liked it, so my mom read this book first and then I read it. And it's about this woman that is a reporter, and she has to go on this new like cruise ship. She has to write kind of like a review on this new cruise ship, but things go really weird, and she thinks she witnesses a murder, and she thinks that she sees someone being thrown off the boat, but she like looks into it further and nobody's missing from the boat, and like nobody really believes her, and so she has to kind of investigate on her own, and it just takes so many turns at the end. I really liked it. I love books like that, and I love this author. I think I have another book by her that I'm gonna read as well. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. As usual, please, I encourage you to leave comments, leave long comments about like if you've read any of these books. Please tell me what you thought, tell me if you agreed with anything I said about it. Respond to each other, give me book recommendations, leave comments. I love getting comments, especially if they're like talking about books. So thank you guys for watching. If you are not subscribed, please do so, and please give this video a thumbs up. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.